Number 11. We all have our dirty little secrets, and the Statue of Liberty is no different. Standing 305 feet tall, the Statue of Liberty is a big girl who has no problem fitting hundreds of people inside her. Phrasing! A few years ago, at the base of the statue, construction crews were building a new staircase that people could use in the event of an emergency. And that's when they found a hidden room. They stopped construction immediately and allowed historians to come in and take a look. Experts still haven't been able to figure out what purpose the room originally served, and their best guess is that it held gunpowder during the Foundation's early days as a fort. Moving from her toes to her fingertips, most tourists have no clue that there's a secret room hidden in Lady Liberty's torch. The room was closed back in 1916 when a small group of German spies blew up a nearby munitions depot. And due to safety concerns, it's been sealed off ever since. Number 10. There is a secret bar in the middle of Walt Disney's magical park. And word around Toontown is that this speakeasy can get a little goofy. It's called Club 33, and it offers a nice getaway to adults that need to sit back and kick off their glass slippers. Although it's less of a secret these days. Thanks a lot, Internet. The bar was originally created as a spot for Walt Disney to entertain associates and business partners. Unfortunately, he passed away a few months before the bar became operational. Maybe as the science of cryogenic freezing progresses, Walt will get a second chance to chill in his private bar. Until then, the club remains open to the few people that have thousands of dollars to spare for the annual fees, plus the initiation fee of 25 grand. That, of course, only gets you the bare minimum experience. You might want to get on it quickly, though. The waiting line is said to be a few years long. Really, your only hope of getting in anytime soon is to find a magic lamp. Number 9. When it comes to landmarks that project power, it's hard to beat the White House. Here are rapid-fire secrets about the president's home. After the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in 1941, the then president FDR ordered that a bomb shelter be built under the east wing of the residence. In 2010, President Obama revealed that he had ordered that a new cutting-edge presidential command center be built under the West Wing. The president has a super secret and super awesome trap door under his desk that leads to the old command center. Personally, I really hope that it's a trap door / metal slide that spits him out into a red, white, and blue ball pit where all the generals are waiting for him. What many people don't realize is that during the War of 1812, the British defeated the Americans at the Battle of Bladensburg and invaded Washington, D.C. It's the only time that a foreign power has captured and occupied the U.S. Capitol since the Revolutionary War. After they captured D.C., the British decided that they needed to do more than just loiter around town. So they set fire to several buildings, including the Capitol building and the White House. They added fuel to the fire to make sure that it would keep burning. But the joke was ultimately on the British. Less than a day after they invaded, a heavy thunderstorm put out the fires and damaged the British ships, which prompted their retreat. The thunder clapped and freedom rang. Pop quiz, hotshot! Do you know the only president not to live in the White House? See if you can guess the correct answer in the comments below, and stay tuned till later in the video to see if you're right. Number 8. Britain's most iconic structure is arguably Big Ben. Built in 1850, this 315-foot tower has been keeping Londoners on time for 150 years. But Big Ben has a big secret. About a third of the way up the tower, there's a secret prison room. It once held military personnel that had breached their code of conduct. There's something sadly poetic about a prisoner locked in a clock tower, hyper aware of all the time passing them by. Number 7. The Eiffel Tower is without a doubt one of the most famous landmarks in the world. Not only is it the symbol of Paris, but it's become emblematic for the country as a whole. Visitors that get to the top of the famous tower will be blown away by the stunning views of Paris. But what they may not see is a glimpse of Gustave Eiffel's secret apartment. It seems that in 1889, the engineer added a cozy little place for himself in the tower, hundreds of feet above the city's streets. This private apartment has been recently opened to the public after having been restored to its original condition. Throughout his lifetime, many would offer ridiculous amounts of money to get Gustave to rent them the apartment. He always refused and would only open up the secret pad to the occasional famous guest, including Thomas Edison. And rumor has it that that guy could really light up a party. Needless to say, the French engineer is probably turning in his grave knowing that us unsophisticated 21st century people are touching all his stuff. Number 6. Grand Central Station. It's one of New York's most iconic buildings. Not only is it the largest train station in the world, but it's also the place where Captain America and the Avengers saved the planet by defeating Loki and his intergalactic evil alien army back in 2012. What most people don't realize is that this train station has a hidden tennis court. No joke, New Yorkers in the know have been hitting the hidden clay courts on 42nd Street since the 1960s. Random fact, back in 1984, Donald Trump took over the space and charged players $155 per hour. It was a real racket. Number 5. Mount Rushmore is known for its massive carvings of 4 US presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. But what's not known is that inside Mount Rushmore is a secret vault. It's basically the plot of Richie Rich. Mount Rushmore's architect, Gutzon Borglum, passed away while it was being built, and the secret chamber that he designed wasn't finished until the 1990s, and it's currently closed off to the public. The vault contains the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, and Borglum's biography. Number 4. Did you know that elephants built the Taj Mahal? It's true. Over 1,000 elephants lent their strength to the tremendous effort that it took to build this enormous mausoleum complex back in 1632. Elephants were used to transport materials from all over India and other parts of Asia. And that's not the only secret behind the construction of the Taj Mahal. Its foundation is made of timber, and it's very possible that it could all collapse at any time. According to the Daily Mail, the Taj Mahal should collapse within 5 years. Though that article was written in 2001, so take it with a grain of salt. Classic Daily Mail. Don't worry though, you should be safe during the collapse as long as you're inside the building. The original builders were aware of the risk and designed the mausoleum to collapse outward so that it wouldn't damage the tomb inside. So I guess if you're outside, just don't hang too close to the building. Number 3. Clearly, the Leaning Tower of Pisa considers standing upright to be a little too derivative. So it decided to go for its trademark lean instead. Oh snap! I just said the word of the day, derivative. Derivative means imitative of a work of another person, and it's something that's usually disapproved of for that reason. Good synonyms would be unoriginal and trite. See if you can use derivative in a sentence in the comment section below, and we'll feature the person with the most creative phrase in our next video. The Tower of Pisa's original tilt was pointing north. However, as the tower was built to be taller, the added weight led to its present-day southern tilt. These poor Italian architects just can't win. It's as if the tower was turning from side to side, urging builders to stop messing with it. Not that anyone listened. Italian dictator and all-around fascist Benito Mussolini tried to fix the matter in a similar way that he dealt with those who opposed his regime. He ordered holes to be drilled into the tower's base and then filled with cement. This actually made the structure tilt even worse. Since then, more stabilization efforts have been made. And in 2008, it was announced that the Leaning Tower of Pisa had stopped moving for the first time in history. Number 2. Those who marvel at the fountains and the architectural wonder of London's Trafalgar Square could easily miss what was once the world's smallest police station. Located in the southeast corner of the square, it's what some would describe as a police station for ants, or for just one husky officer. It was built originally as a watch post in 1926, when there were tons of protests, marches, and riots in the square. Nowadays, its main function is broom closet. It's answer time. So, who was the only president not to live in the White House? Believe it or not, it was actually our first president, George Washington. The US capital city was first New York, then Philadelphia, and eventually it was moved to DC. Washington actually selected the location for the White House, and he approved the Georgian architectural design. But unfortunately, he passed away before the federal government moved the capital to the city named in his honor. Number 1. Devil's Hole sounds like an ex-hamster video you should definitely not click on, but it's also a real place in upstate New York. Devil's Hole is close to Niagara Falls, and it's visited by tons of people who want a stunning view of the falls. The secret limestone cave in the park is ominously named the Cave of Evil Spirits. According to native Seneca legend, an evil presence is trapped inside, and only those ready for battle should enter the cave. The Seneca defeated British soldiers in what was known as the Devil's Hole Massacre. The victors warned the British about the cave's evil black magic, most likely to keep them off their land. It's rumored that anyone who enters the cave will be cursed with a life of misfortune. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, you'll love our video on the hidden secrets of LA right over here. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps us out. And check back soon for a new video. Bye.